Yes, last year we did this chapter with Himanshi ma'am. So I will check like how much you remember. But okay, so what all do you remember from statistics? What are the three main words that you remember? Do you remember some three main words? Yeah. Mean and average is mean. Yeah. Other two words? Yes. Mode and median. Okay. Mean, median, mode. These are the three important words. What these words are used? These are some measures which we take out of data. Okay. Of a given data, we can find all these three. Left side. Okay. Of a given data, we are able to find these three things. Okay. These are called central tendencies. Okay. You have heard this word last year? Central tendencies of data. All right. These are three different types of things, three different kinds of measures used for different purposes. We'll get into that slowly. First, right now, for our purpose, we have to be able to do all the things that I'm going to list right now in the map here. Okay. So let's take this down. Statistics you've taken down, and then you can write chapter. So below that you can write statistics. Okay. In this chapter, there are these three things are there that definitely. So if you have first thing is mean, second thing is mode, and third thing is median. Okay, these three things are there. All right. And all of this, there will be the meaning of all of these things. Okay, so obviously that we'll do it as we go ahead in the chapter. We'll start with the meaning of all these three and then do it. Okay. Now in mean, there are three methods to calculate. Okay. The first one is direct method. Direct method. Now this is all mean of grouped data. Okay. Of ungrouped data, you don't have much here, but we will still visit it a little bit. Okay, as we go ahead, just to like understand what is going on. Okay, so this is all mean of group data. You have direct method, you have assumed mean method. Assumed mean method. Any of this you heard last year? No, right? Okay. Third one is step deviation method. Step deviation method. Okay. The next thing we have is mode. Obviously, mode of group data only you have. Of ungrouped data is just like counting which number occurs the most number of times. Should I remember this? Fantastic. Median, again, here also of group data. Okay. So all of these we'll be seeing of group data primarily. And to understand the meaning, we'll also see ungrouped data. Okay. Now in median, under median, you have something called the cumulative frequency table. Have you heard this before? Cumulative frequency? Frequency you have heard. Okay, no problem. It will help us. So cumulative frequency table is of two types, more than type and less than type. More than type and less than type. Okay. All right. And then you have one more thing, which is actually the graph. There will be a graph here, which is called a cumulative frequency graph. So under that will come under median only. So we'll draw another line from here and write graphical representation of cumulative frequency. We'll just write CF, okay, of cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, and in bracket you can write ogive. Ogive is the name for this graph. We will see when we go there. It's pronounced as ogive. It is written as OGIVE. Okay, but the pronunciation is ogive. That's what the book says. I don't really know. Okay, and also how to find median. Median from graph. Okay, from this graph, median from ogive. Okay. And there is one more, apart from all these, there's one more thing, which is one single formula, which can come for 1 mark. That I'm writing at the top. It's called the empirical relationship. Okay, empirical relationship between central tendencies Okay, just write empirical relationship for the sake, and as we go ahead, we will see. Yeah. All right, Nishtay and Mansa, you're following what's going on?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is our chapter map. Okay. Can we take everything down? I'll give you another 30 seconds. Moving ahead in 10 seconds. Okay, before we go ahead, I want to establish the meaning of all three central tendencies. Okay, the three central tendencies that we have are mean, median, and mode. Okay, we want to be clear about the meaning of all of these three: mean, median, mean, mode, and median. Let's go mode and then median. Yes. Yeah. Mean, median, mode. Okay. What is the definition? Anyone understands what the meaning of the word mean is? What the meaning of the word means? Yes. Sure. However you understand it. Tell however you understand. Yeah. Average. Okay. Anyone else? Any other way you understand? What is average is another again a complicated word, right? Like what does it actually mean? Anyone? Okay. How do you visualize mean? Yeah. Number of? What are you speaking? MG, I'm not understanding.
So, like if we have 5, 1 to 5, like whole divide the data, add the data and by the number of.
Perfect. Yes. Add the data and divide by number of values. Yeah. Okay. Now, what is actually happening when you say mean, when you say average, what's actually happening? Okay. How I visualize this I'll tell you. Okay. Suppose Riza has 20 apples, Deepak has 50 apples, Tulsi has 10 apples. Okay. 50, 10, 20. And say Manisha has another 10 apples. Okay. Now, so think about it, like all of us have different number of apples. Okay. So we are like, what, how many of us are here? Maybe 14 or 13 of us, right? Now all of us have different number of apples. We are holding different number of apples. Okay. Suppose I was to collect all the apples and distribute it in such a way that everyone gets an equal number. You're understanding me? That is mean. That is average. Does that help you here? Yeah. Everyone gets equally. That is what will happen if everyone gets equally. Okay. So the process of doing it is, Dinesh was a little bit lost. Dinesh, how many of you got me like perfectly understood, sir, what you're saying? Okay, great. All right, cool. So the definition of mean is, okay. Now we move on to the definition, but how we visualize it is like this. Okay, you're getting it. This is the basic understanding of what a mean is. What mean is it? Mean is the sum of all values. Now we come here to Hemanji, what Hemanji told, right? Sum of all values divided by the total number of values. Yeah. Sum of the values of all observations divided by the total number of observations. Right, that's me. Okay. For our understanding, it is everyone has different number of apples. But if someone collected it and distributed it equally, how much will each one get? Okay, that's mean. Yeah. Then move on to mode. Okay, what is mode? Anyone remembers? Yes. Someone else? No one? Okay, tell me. I think Shripriya, you have some idea. Mode ka.
We have a different number of apples.
Yeah.
But if 3 of us have the same number,
then
that number.
If 3 of you have. Why is she saying 3 of you have?
Like all of us have some number of apples there. But if a lot of people have same number of apples, then that is not.
Correct. A lot of people. Which is, suppose Riza has 20, Manisha has 20, Dikshit has 20, Dinesh has 20, Bindu also has 20. Okay. Everyone else has either more than 20, less than 20, does not matter. But most people have 20. Okay. Which is like which value is the most observed. Okay. You're getting me? All right. I'll just to give you a practical example of this. This is something which you heard last year also. In a shop. Okay. A clothes shop. Okay. The person is selling clothes, maybe the person is selling pants. Okay. Pants have different sizes. Yeah. But most people are buying 32 or 30 size. Okay. 32 or 30 size. That's the most common waist length. Okay. Waist thing. So that's mode for that person. That will help the person decide which waist size should he place order for more. Okay, more people are buying 32 means he should place 32 more than others, right? Because other things will not get sold as quickly as 32 will get sold. You following this? That's mode. Okay, which value is observed the most number of times? All right. 5 of you have 20 apples, but everyone else has either 30, 40, 50, does not matter. But only 2 people have 30 or only 3 people have 40. Okay. Most people are having 20. All right. That's mode for you. All right. So, most occurring value, most observed value. Okay. Let me define it properly as per what the book says. So, mode is the value among the observations which occurs most often. Okay. We have value among the observations that occurs most often. The other way of defining is okay. This is one way of defining it. Another way is the value of the observation having the maximum frequency. Does that make sense? Frequency means how many times it's occurring. Okay. 20 apples, 5 people had. So 20 has a frequency of 5. Does that make sense? Yeah. So value of the observations having the maximum frequency. You good with this? Now we'll move on to median. Anyone knows what the word median is? Yes.
If we have everyone has apples, if we arrange them in ascending order, we take the middle one.
Very, very good, Hemanji.
If we have two middle numbers,
that is enough for now. Yeah. So Hemanji, perfect. I really like how you were able to recall all of this. Okay, giving you 10 points for that. Now median is the middle value. Okay. See how it is different from mean. Can you imagine? Mean was taking and distributing equally. Okay. Median is, now suppose, okay, 1 apple, 2 apple, 3 apple, 4 apple, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. What will be the middle value? What will be the middle value? Yes, Riza. 13 is odd number, so there will be only one middle value. 7, right? So you all have 1 apple, 2 apples, aise karke. Till here we have 13 apples. So the middle value is the person who's holding 7 apples. Yeah. This may not be equal to mean, may be equal also, okay, but may not be equal also, right? The middle value, we arrange it in ascending order, we pick the middle number, okay? Now, think about it some way, in a way that, so all of you have got a mark around 30 or 40, okay? All of you have got a mark around 30 or 40, but one person has got an 80 out of 80, okay? So what that one person is, if that one person has got 80 out of 80, that will affect the mean. It will take it higher than how it should be. Okay, because if you will add that and distribute, right, equally, it will not be like representing the class. However, it will not affect the mode that much, or the mean that the median that much. Okay, which is like centrally the middle value who has got. Okay. That'll be like if you put arrange it as single ascending order, whoever has got the middle value there. Yeah, we feeling good about this? Okay. Though median is also not like the perfect thing to think about marks. Yes, Manisha. Correct. It will affect. What I'm saying is, yeah, you're right that it will affect. But you know, that person could have, instead of 80, that person could have got a 55. Still, the median value would have been same. You're getting it? Yeah, so the highest, the person who has got highest, whether that person has got 80 or 55, the middle value will not change as long as it is in that 30, like in that order, right? Okay, as long as the highest number is above 55. You getting me? Okay, so that middle value, okay, so the measure of central tendency, which this gives the value of the middlemost observation. One second, Dikshit. Value of the middlemost observation in the data. Okay, it is different, of course, in odd number of values and even number of values. In even number of values, you'll have two middle numbers. So if there are like, yeah, we will add them and take the average there. Okay. Yes, Dikshit, you have a doubt? If we don't put it in ascending order, we are not able to find median. No, median is found when things are placed in ascending or descending order. Okay, because you have to find the middle number. You're following me, Dikshit? Okay. We can find mean and mode without putting in ascending, descending. But for median, we have to put in ascending, descending. Yeah? We good with that? Okay. Any questions so far? This is so far the meaning of the three central tendencies. Okay. So this meaning which we have, okay, we know mean of group data, mode of group mean, median, and mode. In this class, in this in 10th class, you would have done this for ungrouped data, right? We'll be doing it for group data. Let's take a quick minute to recap what we have done for ungrouped data. Okay. So last year you did it for ungrouped data. You're following what I mean by grouped and ungrouped?
Yes.
Making a table and it has 0 to 10, 10 to 20 data. That is group data. That also you did?
Yes, sir. Okay.
And you did median and mode also for that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Okay. We'll do it quickly and we'll recap all of that. Okay. No problem. Okay. All right. We'll move on right now. Okay. We will. Let's quickly, just to understand the meaning of all of these three, let's take one ungrouped example and do it quickly. Yeah. We'll just take that. Okay. So the question is, find the mean, median, and mode for the following data. Yeah. So your data is, let's say, 5, 10, 12, 13, 15, 20. Okay, this is your data. Okay, you have this data. This is the numbers you have. This is the data that you have. You define mean, median, and mode. Okay, what are you going to do for mean? What are you going to do for mean? Yes. Add all the values and divide by 6. Okay, because yeah, add all values and divide by 6. Perfect. Can you do that quickly? It will be 5 plus 10 plus 12 plus 13 plus 15. Actually, let's do one more thing. Let's put 20, 20. Okay. 15 plus 20 plus 20 by 7. No? Okay. So how much does it come to? 15, 15. Hmm?
95.
50. Yeah, 95 by 7. Okay, this is your mean. All right, you can change it to decimal if you want. I'll leave it at that. Okay, what will be your mode? What will be the mode here? Yes, Dikshit. 20. Mode is 20 because it is the one which is occurring 2 times. Yeah, everything else is occurring once. Yeah, so mode is 20 here. What will be the median here? It is already arranged in ascending order. So can you tell me what the median will be? Yes, Manisha. 13, because this there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 observations. The central observation is 13. 4th observation. We good with this? We good with this? Yeah. Any questions? Any doubts about this? Okay. You're able to imagine this? Yeah. We'll do it. All right. So. Yes, Nishay, can you please mute yourself? Okay. So what we'll do? Okay, we'll do one simple thing here. Oh. Okay, so we'll do one thing. We'll move on to the first topic here, which is mean of group data. Okay, we'll tackle one question using the direct method. Okay, and then we'll see what's going on with that. Yeah. So for that question, okay, first let us write down the formula for mean. Okay, we're going to put the side heading. Put the side heading as mean. Okay, and so the formula for mean is what? It is sum of all observations by total number of observations, right? Okay. Now this formula is written in a different way. When we go and get into mathematics, this formula is written in a different way. Okay. Especially as we talk about grouped data. Okay. Let me put up this group data. Okay. No, not group data. This is actually like ungrouped data only. But let's put this up so that you understand what I'm talking about when I say it. And look at the formula. Okay. Yeah. Yes. You know this. Okay. Sum of all observations, which means okay. Sum of all observations. So if you see this data, okay, this data is showing marks obtained and number of students. Okay. How many people have got 10 marks? One person has got 10 marks. Okay. How many people have got 40 marks? 4 people have got 40 marks. How many people have got 56 marks? 2 people have got that. How many people have got 92? 3 people have got that. You're understanding the data now? Very clear? Okay. Now, usually what you do, so the value, that observed value, we write it as xi. Okay. And the frequency of that value, we write it as fi. Which means if xi is equal to 10, then fi is equal to 1. Okay. Simple to understand. Yeah, x1 is 10, f1 is 1. Okay, x2 is 20, f2 is 1. x4 is 40, f4 is 4. Okay with that? That basically means for which observed value, how many times it was seen? 4 times 40 was seen. Okay. Any questions about this, Oscar? Okay. Can I make sure that you are with this chapter till the end? Yeah. Okay. Now, now how do you do that? Okay. So to find the sum of all observations, so the mean ka symbol is x bar. Okay. This is the symbol which denotes mean. Okay. So x bar is equal to, what we do is, so what we have to do, we have to find the sum of all observations. Can I have your attention on the board, please? To find the sum of all observations, I will add 10 how many times? One time. I'll add 20 how many times? I'll add 36 how many times, Bindu? 3 times, which means I'll do 36 into 3. I'll do 40 into 4. I'll do 50 into 3. Okay. And then divide by, what will I do? When I add all of this, finishing after adding all of this, what will I divide it by? Hemant MG?
We'll add all the Fi values.
We'll add all the Fi values. We'll add 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1. Okay. We'll add all that and divide. Okay. This is the total number of observations, right? Total number of observations is, sum of all observations is 10 into 1 plus 20 into 1 plus 36 into 3 plus 40 into 4 plus 50 into 3 and so on. We following this, Asghar, so far? Yeah. So what I'm just going to write it in a different way here. So I get here, so I'll get f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus f3 x3. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay. Plus f3 x3 plus so on. Okay, till fn xn till the last one. Okay, how much ever is there. Divide by, I'm going to add f1 plus f2 plus f3 plus so on. Okay, till the last one. We good with this so far? Okay, so this will be fn xn and this will be plus fn. Okay, now how it is written? How is this thing written? Okay, how is this thing written in mathematics? There's a short way of writing it. So you write x bar is equal to, the way of writing is sigma. Okay, sigma's the Greek letter sigma is capital sigma actually. Small sigma is also there, which you learn, which will be used later. Capital sigma. This letter usually in maths it denotes sum. Okay, I think always it denotes sum. All right. So you are adding sum of all fi into xi, all fi into xi you're adding, right? Okay. You can also write it as sum of I is equal to 1 till I is equal to n. Okay. Have you seen this before? Last year? I is equal to 1 till I is equal to 4 divided by sum of all fi. Correct? Here also I is equal to 1 till I is equal to n. You don't really need to write the I is equal to 1, I is equal to n part. So you'll just write xi is equal to, x bar is equal to sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Everyone okay with this?
Yes.
Yeah, can we put this in a box? Can we write this down? Put it in a box quickly. Yeah. No need to copy the table, just the table was for reference only. Copy this down. Are we done? All right, guys, we'll build up on this tomorrow. Right now, we'll wrap this up. All the homework which is pending from the weekend, I will encourage you to please complete that and come tomorrow. What you have to do before you come tomorrow is you have to solve this particular question. Okay, this question is on the board. Okay, this is also there in your book. Question. It's not really a question. It's the solution is also given. Example 1. Okay, so you want to do example 1 in your notebook and come. It is not grouped. Okay, I mean it's ungrouped data kind of. So you will solve that using this formula. We are comfortable with using this formula. Yeah, how we just talked about today. So you're going to solve example 1. The question is example 1. Okay. Do that before you come tomorrow, along with the homework which is pending from the weekend. All right, we're wrapping this up. Okay, comfortable? Thank you guys. Bye.